Hello everybody and welcome back to Gaming on Caffeine. My name is Isaac and we are back playing some FTB Infinity for episode 4. Now, last episode we set up a couple of new machines over here, as well as this nice little multi-block from Railcraft, this being the coal cook oven. And what we did is we threw 16 coal into the coal cook oven, which got us 16 coal coke, which we can actually use as normal like fuel for some of our machines, which is kind of cool. Even I guess for now we could probably stick it in our generator over here. I think I'm kind of certain that works. I haven't actually ever tested this, so I guess moment of truth. Let's throw you in there and I guess throw some of our extra ores into our little system here and get them processing up. And yeah, that works. So you can put coal coke into the generator. It does last longer than normal coal. So putting coal through the coke oven here is not completely pointless. It's not just for getting this creosote oil here. It does actually have a secondary use, and that does mean that you get a better fuel out of it. But the only reason we did it was for this creosote oil. And what I've gone ahead and done between episodes is thrown some glass in, I'll throw some sand into here to get some glass. And what we should be able to do with that is get ourselves some bottles and then get ourselves some creosote. So if we do that and that gets us 6 of them, which should, I think, be able to go ahead and get us 6 of those, which is very nice. 1 bucket, again, equals 1 bottle, so 1,000 millibuckets equals 1 bottle, or 1 bucket of creosote oil. And then, if we go ahead and type in track, we only need to do this. We need some slabs, which we should be able to get because we've got a ton of wood. You'll actually even notice we have some sakura wood and some birch wood, and you'll know why in just a second when we head on up to the little place above our base here. So let's go ahead and grab a bunch of those, make ourselves a bunch of slabs, and then make ourselves some of these wooden ties, like so. Take 6 of those. I'm going to go ahead and do the other 2 real quick. And unfortunately, that does use up our... Ooh, I didn't know I used up the bottle of water. That's kind of annoying. Do we have any torches on the floor? We do. Thankfully, I don't think that's going to break any of our torches. Do be careful when placing down water. If you get rid of your torches, you may end up losing them, and then mobs may spawn, and nobody ever wants that. Hopefully, this doesn't lose the bucket. It doesn't, thank goodness. That would have been absolutely terrible. But let's go ahead and do this again. Boom. And boom, gets us our 8th wooden tie, and then we can go ahead and do something like this, and get ourselves some wooden rail beds, and then this, and this, that gets us 32 tracks, and then real quick, I think, no I didn't, real quick, we're gonna grab a little bit more iron, like so, and make ourselves a few more of these, like that, which shouldn't take too long at all, and then we should be good to go. So let's pick that water up. No need to leave that lying down on the floor, and we do not want to waste any of these tracks because they are pretty freaking expensive, and apparently I just keep doing it. There we go. Okay, let's take you, and then let's do 1 more set, like so, and that gets us 64. Nice. So we also set up this little guy over here, the cart assembler, last episode, and since the end of last episode, it is actually completed. We now have a full modular cart with a standard hull, solar engine, coal engine, basic woodcutter, side chest, and an advanced smelter, all of which, the reasons for why we have all of those will become apparent pretty soon when we set it up above the surface here, because I am going to go ahead and set up, ooh, it's dark outside, I am going to go ahead and set this tree farm up just on top of this little, like, hill that we're under, and before we do that, though, what I really want to do real quick, or what I should have said what we need to do real quick, is make what's known as a cargo manager. That's this guy over here from Steve's Carts 2, and this is what's going to allow us to take stuff out of the cart once it cuts down trees and send it to other parts around our base. And in order to make this thing, we need four huge iron plates, which are made up of tiny little iron plates, which are made up, again, of these chest panes and some iron. So, chest panes sounds like sounds like a symptom more than anything else. But if we go ahead and do something like this, but maybe not so terribly. By the way, all I'm doing here is holding down left click and sort of dragging around to in order to do that. Most of you all know what that is, but some people will probably be wondering. That gets us 1 huge pane. Again, huge pane. We need a large dynamic pane, which is made up of these and some redstone. So we are going to have to go ahead and grab ourselves a little bit of redstone from over here, as well as go ahead and make a couple more of those, which shouldn't actually be too hard. There we go, we'll take 64. I think 64 is more than enough, but we are going to go ahead and make a few more. We need 4 of these, I believe, in total. So let's take a few of those and get rid of all this stuff. Do something like this. There we go. Take enough to get 4 of those. There we go. And then all we need to do is make a couple of these. I believe 8. No, 4. 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. With some redstone. And this is where I get the recipe wrong, even though I've just looked at it. Nope, I got it right. Nice. We'll take that. And then we just need some of these large iron plates, which are just 4 of these. Look at that. Perfect. Boom, boom, boom. It's as if I had done this before. There we go. Cargo manager done. And now, if we go ahead and sleep, we should be able to head up to the top of this hill in the morning and get some stuff up and running. We are going to have to go ahead and get some saplings as well in order to get this thing kick started. But for the most part, I think we pretty much have everything, which is kind of cool. So let's go ahead and grab you. We got 42 oak saplings. Nice. Again, most of those because I did a lot of sort of terrain altering up here on the top of this hill. You'll see in a second that I went up and kind of just flattened out a large area of the land and actually expanded the land a little bit to make it nice and big. Look at this. We've got a massive flat area. And you'll also note we have a very nice little hole that goes all the way down to our generator. And I'll explain why we have this in just a little while. But for now, we're going to go ahead and put the cargo manager down there. Like that. In front of the cargo manager, you want at least 1 detector rail, like so. Bear in mind which color this side is, because you're going to need that in just a second. But what we're going to do from there is we're going to go ahead and do something like this. We're going to go ahead and set up a little bit of a track, and I'm going to set it up kind of like this. I'm going to put a 2 gap between it, because what this rail does, let me make sure I get this kind of symmetrically. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we can't really go to 7, so I'm just going to go and make it a little unsymmetrical, but that's fine. We're going to make it look something like that. We're going to go there and then loop around like so, because what the cart's going to do is it's going to loop around this track, and it's going to put down saplings either side of the track. So it's going to put them down here, and by making a 2 gap between them all, we're going to allow it to put down as many saplings as is possible. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Now, we do want to be careful, because this does have to be able to loop around, which we'll have it do in just a second. Hopefully, we have enough tracks for this. If not, I'm going to have to cut away and get some more from the... get some more creosote, which hopefully we don't have to do. I was kind of hoping this would be a little bit bigger, but for now, this will do just fine. And basically, because this cart has a solar panel on it, we can just put it down, and the solar panel should stick out. It'll go back in during the night, and it'll come out during the day. It also goes down when it's under a tree, which is why it's kind of nice to have that coal engine in there as well. And if we right-click on it, we can kind of see what stuff is in here. So I think... Oh, nope. Okay. Can we, like, disable that solar panel, maybe? Disabled. There we go. Yeah, okay, it stops. Nice. Because we do need to do a little bit of configuring before we can get this thing up and running. So, if we look in here, this is the interface. If you right-click on the cart, we have the solar engine, which is getting power over here. Of course, you can enable it, disable it, and do all that kind of stuff. Stop moving around. We have the coal engine here, which we can use, and we can put some coal in there for when the cart is out of fuel. Over here, we have the woodcutter. It does have a durability, which means after a while, it will run out. If we go ahead and have a look in NEI real quick at the woodcutter, there are we've got the basic woodcutter. There is a hardened woodcutter, and then a Galgadorian woodcutter, which is extremely hard to make. It requires again a cutting core with some of that reinforced metal we looked at last episode, as well as some of these Galgadorian saw blades, which need Galgadorian metal, which is made using lumps of Galgador, which are made using some ridiculous amounts of stuff, including some ridiculous things that we do not have right now. But this thing, I believe, as it says there in white, is unbreakable. So once we get the Galgadorian woodcutter, this thing will last forever. But don't worry, the basic woodcutter does last a very long time, and it's definitely worth the 5 diamonds that we put into it to begin with. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. But that's basically how the woodcutter works. This is our side chest. This is where all the wood is going to go, and all the apples and all the saplings when the cart cuts some trees down. And down here is our advanced smelter. Now, this is kind of the key to how all of this is going to work, because what we want it to do here is we want it to go ahead and output all of its stuff to the engine. Like that. We want to change the output location to the coal engine. So what it's going to do is we're going to go ahead and put oak in there. And now we've told it that all the oak that comes into the side chests, we want to turn it into charcoal. At the minute, it's set to infinite. And I'm going to change that to, I think, about a stack. So 64. You can go shift and go up like this to make it go up lots at a time. Or you can even use control click, apparently, to go up at 64 at a time. But we're going to change it to 64. And what that's going to do is it's going to turn as much wood as it can into the... into charcoal and dump it into the coal engine until it's got 64 charcoal. And once it's got that, it's going to stop. And basically, it's only going to use the charcoal here if the solar engine is not working. So we're going to set this to a low priority and this one to a high priority. So this one's only going to work if the solar engine is not available. We're also going to go ahead and throw you in there, not in the coal engine. Make sure you throw that in the wood cutting section. It will automatically put saplings there until it's full, at which point it'll put it in other places. You can see it's already keep putting them down, which is kind of awesome. And finally, I don't like you at all, finally, the last thing that we have to set up is the cargo manager over here. Now, like I said before, look at what colors on the front, detect next to the detector rail, and then right-click on it, and we'll get this nice little interface here. And we want to set this one here, this red one. You can change the color, by the way, by just clicking this thing here, and you can change this thing over here. We can change what it does once it reaches the cargo manager. I think there are a couple of options here. Change the turn back settings, currently continue along after transfer. For us, that's fine. We want it to continue along. This is a looping track. If you didn't have a track that looped, you could have it get here, turn back, and go back again, which we probably could have done, actually. But anyway, that would if we'd have done that, I think we'd have maybe needed one at the other end as well, which again we could have done. This thing wasn't too hard to make, and that would be a teleportation creeper. I don't know what they're called. They're called concussion creepers. Okay, I think they actually teleport you away, or just a horrible. Oh, why? Thank you, little buddy. I'm fairly certain he's not friendly. Like, if we attack him, he will get hostile real quick. But apparently it was nice. And we got some ender shards as well, which we can make into ender pearls if we so wish. But anyway, back to this guy over here. We want to set this arrow, click it, and it'll switch it to into the cargo manager. So when the cart comes past the red side, we want to transfer stuff from the cart into the cargo manager. And we want to set that. Actually, I think it's... Oh, no. We want to change this to the chest, that internal storage there that we just passed. That one. So we want the stuff in the internal storage in the cart to come around and end up in here. Now, just to kind of demonstrate this, we'll throw some oak wood into there, which is automatically should get turned into charcoal and then burned. You can see it is getting turned into charcoal right here and sent around. And even though we got the thing disabled, the solar engine, it's going ahead and planting them anyway. I'm going to enable the solar engine for the time being, which should therefore stop the use of the fuel as it is. And that's going to continue round. And once it gets over to here, it should dump anything that's in the inventory. And just to kind of show this, I'm going to put some redstone in there. It should dump anything that's in the inventory there into one of these two slots on the cargo manager. So we'll just kind of wait for this thing to come around, and we should see it work its magic. Now, it's going to take a little while to go around the first time, because obviously it's planting all this stuff down. While that's doing that, actually, I'll go ahead and grab some bones from our base, so that we can kind of show off how this works once we have a fully grown tree, because that's kind of the crux of what this guy does. So let's go see if we have. I think we have some bones lying around. I think they might be in this chest, and if not, they might be in this chest. Come on, game, don't show me up. Yeah, we do. There we go. I'm gonna say, I killed like a bunch of skeletons last night. I knew we had some bones lying around somewhere. But if we go ahead and have a look, it probably has already, maybe, dumped the redstone into the cargo manager. And if it has, we'll know everything is working pretty well. Oh, no, here it is. There we go. It stops. It dumps the redstone in, and it keeps going. Nice. So we're gonna go ahead and quickly bone meal up one of these trees here to kind of show you how this is gonna work. Or maybe not. You can see it does go around a lot faster when there isn't when it's not planting saplings, but that's going to go around. Once it gets to near it, oh, one grew anyway, wow. You'll see the solar panels are going away because it can't see the sun anymore, which is one of the main reasons why we need that coal engine, as well as the fact that we need it to work at night. But you'll see it's going ahead, it's cutting down the trees, it's putting the saplings into there. It did get a couple more saplings, which is going to instantly put down, which is kind of awesome. And then the same thing over here. And once it's got a nice backlog of 32 charcoal, it's going to go ahead and keep doing the same stuff, and it's going to start dumping the wood into the cargo manager. Did we get any apples from that? We didn't, but we do get apples from this. And the next thing that we need to do is be able to store all of our stuff into some form of storage unit. Now, for this, I'm going to use some barrels. And for those who don't know what barrels are basically storage units that can hold one type of item, but can hold much more than a chest would of that item. So, if we go ahead and grab ourselves some wood from our very end chest over here, like say, could we use Sakura for this? I have no idea if we can. I think we can. Maybe. I'm going to try, because I don't think we really have any other use for Sakura. Let's see. So a barrel looks something like this. It requires some slabs, and it also requires a chest, like so. And then in order to make an actual barrel from Jabba, we need to go ahead and do something like this, and that gets us a barrel. Nice. And Jabba, by the way, is just another better barrel attempt. It's an acronym for the mod itself, and that gets us the barrel. We're going to go ahead and make a few of those, 3 to be more precise. We're going to go ahead and do that, throw you up there, and then do something like this. Take 3 of those, and by default, each of these can hold up to 64 stacks of any single item. So 64 stacks of wood is one of the ones we're going to have. We're also going to have another one for saplings, and we're going to have another one for apples, because once the wood cutting sort of like part of the card gets full on saplings, it will start to put them into the inventory slots, and then obviously the system will get backed up if we have too many saplings. So, and they don't have anywhere to go. So, we're going to put these down here, here, and I'm going to put one down here right over this hole, and you'll kind of see why again in just a little while. So this guy's going ahead, he's running nice and well. If we look in here, we got an apple, which is cool. We can go ahead and eat that, because we aren't too good on food, although I do have a couple, oh, that was not a good drop. We do have a couple of steaks in a furnace in here, and I think I ran out that way a little bit to get some more sand, and we did see some more raspberry bushes, which are actually a really good source of food, and I think we have some more in one of our chests as well from episode 1. But let's go ahead and grab some steaks as well so we can eat. And what I'm going to make now is I'm going to make some transfer nodes from Extra Utilities. Extra Utilities is a mod that adds a bunch of cool stuff, but for today, all we are interested in is the transfer node. And this is going to allow us to move the items out of the cargo manager into the 3 separate barrels. This thing is not the easiest thing in the world to make, but not the hardest either. One of the higher end recipes requires an ender pearl. That gets you 4 instead of 1. So if you trade out that redstone block for an ender pearl, which I don't think we can do because we don't have any ender pearls right now, but we do have a little bit of redstone. I was going to say a lot, but I don't think you can really class 30 as a lot right now. We have a little bit of redstone, so we can go ahead and make a little bit of that stuff. I'm also going to go ahead and smelt up a bit of stone. You can go, I guess, in there. There we go. And the stone is in order to make some of these transfer pipes. It requires 2 glass and some stone slabs, which do require actually 3 cobblestone. So let's go ahead and quickly grab one more of you, so we can make ourselves those 6 stone slabs. And in fact, we're actually going to need even more than that, because in order to get this thing to actually work, we're going to have a couple more transfer pipes, bringing some stuff down into the generator, which is why that hole is in the roof. So let's go ahead and throw, I guess, a couple more in there. 6 will do. And we'll also go ahead and cook up some more sand, which is in that furnace. Nice. We'll throw you in there as well, and we'll go to sleep because it's dark, and I don't like it when it's dark because my mobs are out, and mobs are absolutely horrible to me. So we'll sleep. Didn't mean to put those W's there, but we can grab you. We can grab one of you, I guess, for now, and we should be able to actually make this thing. So we'll go ahead and do something like that. We'll then go ahead and make our first set of transfer pipes, like so. We then need a chest, if we don't drop our stuff, like so. And if we combine that up like this with the pipe at the top, what else do we need? We need redstone either side, 2 more smooth stone, and a chest at the bottom with the redstone block in the middle. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. You can go there, you can go there. 1 more piece of smooth stone, and we should be good to go. Let's see, we'll take you. And we'll throw you down right about there. That gets to the transfer node. And now, what we're going to do is actually go ahead and make a second one of these. Actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut away because we do need to make a second one of these. And you'll see one in a second. But I'm going to go make this, guys. I'll be back in a second. Okay, so a little while later, the cart is doing pretty well. It's gone around and cut down a couple more trees. We have 4 apples and 5 wood now, which I believe means that we should be full up on the charcoal. Nice. It's about to go ahead and drop off a little bit more wood into the cargo manager again. Good stuff, good stuff. It's all working nicely. And what we're going to do now is we're going to shift right-click this transfer node onto here. That's going to start to move, I guess it chose apples to begin with, into this guy over here. We're then going to go ahead and just to kind of like nudge it in the right direction, we're going to go ahead and put some of this wood into here by default and some saplings into here by default, because we don't want the wood going into here. We want to specify the wood to go into that one. Going to right-click like there, and if we add down some pipes here and here, you'll see it auto-deposited the rest of the other 4 or 5 wood into this barrel like so. And again, once this cargo manager comes round, occasionally if the leaves decay on their own, occasionally the apples drop on the floor, which is a bit of a pain, but when this guy comes round, it should automatically put the wood into here, which will be pretty nice. There we go, 11, cool. So the final thing that we are going to do today is we are going to get that wood to go automatically from that barrel down and into our generator, which should in theory mean that we have an unlimited supply of A, wood, and B, power to our IC2 machines, which is pretty nice. IC2 being Industrial Craft 2, for those who didn't know there. But if we go ahead and do something like this, because this thing, I'm trying to jump shift click here, by the way. If we go ahead and climb up a bit, it is a bit dark, I do apologize. And we throw down a transfer node on the bottom. I'm going to jump shift click, there we go. And we start pulling some pipes down like this. We do have a shovel somewhere. all the way down to our generator. Like that. Look at that for the perfect amount of pipes. We do want to make sure this doesn't connect, so in order to make that happen, because you can see all the wood is going into there by default, which is not what we want. In order to make that not happen, you can simply make a stick, like so, and then just right-click on this, and really? You're not going to work with me here today? Do I need to make it an oak stick? Are you really that picky? I think it might be. Yeah, if you right-click with a stick until it goes away, then it should go all the way down to the bottom. And we're going to do the same again. There, like... Ah, that's not going to work. Damn you. Actually, that's fine. We're going to... I think we're going to get rid of this hopper, because as you can see, it's kind of not working, which is a bit of a pain. We'll replace this with something else, maybe next episode. Let's go ahead and get rid of, I guess, you dead plants. But that should work. Let's go ahead and grab this wood there and throw it back into the barrel up on top again. That should send it all the way down into the generator and automatically start cooking up and turning it into power, which will be pretty nice because it means, as I said before, we don't have to worry about power for a while. Now, some people did address some concerns. Don't worry, I won't be using this as a power source forever. I know I've used tree power before and it gets a bit boring if I do the same thing over and over and over again. We will be switching this up. We will go ahead and use some other sorts of power for industrial craft when we get a little bit more advanced, and also for the other mods that we encounter that require different forms of power as well. But if we go ahead and look back down here now, we should see it going straight into the generator, which is pretty flippin' nice. We can close the door. Let's have a look. Come on, moment of truth. Drum roll. Oh my gosh, look, it's on fire, and it's working. Beautiful. So this should go ahead and fill this up until it's full. Then the transfer node will fill up, and then the barrel will just start to fill up with excess wood, which is pretty nice. I'm hoping it will fill up with excess wood. I think we have a big enough tree farm for that to be the case. But for now, guys, thanks for watching. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like. It helps out the channel a lot, and I will see you guys next time.